All right, I got with me a special guest by the name of Andrea Horwath. We all know her, the leader of the New Democrat Party. Andrea Horwath is with us. Thank you for being here, Andrea. Thank you for being here. Okay, so Andrea, can I just start off with one thing here? I would like to start off by asking you, Miss Horwath, if I can call you Jezebel. Because you probably know, I'm sure you haven't read a Bible in over 30 years. You probably don't believe in it. You probably, are some kind of atheist or agnostic or some God-hating, so whatever. But I just want you to know if I can call you Jezebel, the most wicked woman in the Bible, and I call you that for various reasons. You are very big government. You believe in taking a lot of rights away. You're very nasty. You're very spiteful and condescending. So I can call you Jezebel. Is it okay if I call you Jezebel? All right. Okay. And now we can begin. So, Andrea, I was reading in the newspaper, Andrea, a Jezebel, that you said that Doug Ford was out of control. Our brother, our man, our premier, Doug Ford, you said that he was out of control. And I want to know, what did you mean by that? You mean that because he used the notwithstanding clause to shrink the amount of Toronto councillors from 47 to 25. So a lot of your big government, bureaucratic, socialistic, left-wing friends like Mike Layton and all those people, a lot of them would be vulnerable. Some of them would lose their jobs, and we'll have a more efficient, cheaper for the people Toronto Council, more money saved for health, for roads, for transit, and for other things, instead of going into the pockets of your big government controlling New World Order, Illuminati-loving friends. Instead of them getting all that money, $25 million would be saved for roads, better transportation. I mean, I just got off the bus from work, Jezebel, and the streets of Toronto and the GTA, it's pretty much a parking lot. Wouldn't it be nice to have that money going to improving transit, Jezebel? Wouldn't that be nice? So I would say that Doug Ford is out of control, but he's out of control of the elites, the big government bureaucrats, the greedy government bureaucrats who want to take who don't want to save Toronto money to fix our roads, our bridges, our transit system. What do you say to that, Andrea? Oh, so you're saying now that Doug Ford is out of control. He has used the notwithstanding clause after an unappointed judge who was not voted on by a single person in Ontario. Not one person in Ontario voted for this judge, Jezebel. Not one person voted for this judge, who is now saying that the elected legislature where millions of Ontarians voted for the people, that judge who was not elected can say, no, we don't agree with what you are doing, and we're going to stop it. And so he's out of control for doing that, for using something that is in the Charter of Rights. It's his right to do that, the notwithstanding clause, to say that we are going to override this unelected judge, and we're going to listen, and we're going to do what we think is right, because we're the ones who were elected. If people don't want to elect us again, they can do that in the next election, but we're going to do this, saving Toronto people. And you're saying, so who is he out of control, Andrea? Is he out of control of your big government friends? Is he out of control of the bureaucrats? Is he out of control of the socialists who have been ruining this province and who have completely ruined this country? I mean, we don't have a country anymore. Canada is no longer a country. We all know that. I've conceded that Canada is dead. It's never coming back. It's going to take a miracle to come back. I'll talk about that later, folks. But we all know Canada's gone. The left has destroyed it, and the conservatives who could fix it are too stupid to know how to win an election. They keep splitting up and breaking up, so they can't win anything. And the liberals who are controlling this country for how long has been destroying it. It's gone now. And Doug Ford is supposed to be in control of these people? Is that what you're saying? So he can't. So he's out of control of your big government friends. He's out of control of the unelected judges. He's out of control out of the bureaucrats like Mike Layton and all those bureaucrats who probably nobody's ever heard of. Is that who you're saying he's out of control out of? Because if that's what you're saying, Jezebel, then you have just made me like our brother Doug Ford even more. That's right. My man, our brother Doug Ford, who the Iran Nation helped get elected, I love him even more because he's not in control of the bureaucrats. He's not in control of the liberal, far left-wing, radical, unelected judges in this country. He's not under the control of the bureaucrats who take so much money and do very little when that money could be used for transit and roads and bridges. I mean, you drive on the Gardner Expressway, I wouldn't drive on that thing if you paid me. That thing go fall down any minute. Maybe Toronto, instead of paying a lot of money to a bunch of bureaucrats and giving them free passes to the zoo and giving them all this sort of stuff with the gravy train, maybe now we can use that money to fix transit and we can stop having our roads being a parking lot and we can stop having broken up, crumbling bridges and crumbling up roads. Maybe we can actually do something, Jezebel, but you want him to be under the control of your radical left-wing politicians, bureaucrats, and unelected judges. What? Oh, you're telling me to go to hell now? You're telling me to go to hell? Maybe you should look at yourself in the mirror, Jezebel, because that's where you're going. That's where you're going. That's right, you don't care about the people. And not only that, you Mac the people. I mean, you're not a big-time player. You're not like the long-haired Mac down in Ottawa. But you'd wish you were, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Yeah, oh, you want to leave now? You want to get out of this interview? All right, get the hell out of here then. Get your ass out of here. Get the hell out of here then, Andrew. All right, bye, Jezebel. Bye. That was my mock interview with Andrea Horwath, a.k.a. Jezebel. I called her office and they didn't even acknowledge me. So, that's just I'm not a globalist, well-established news organization that would slant the favor in their favor and who would be biased in their favor. I wouldn't do something like that. I wouldn't do anything like that. I'm not an established Zionist-controlled, and I have nothing against. There's a difference between Zionism and Judaism, by the way, folks. So don't even go there. Don't hate me for that. Just like there's a difference between a lot of things, and people use it. But I'm not a big establishment news organization, so Andrea Horwath wouldn't even acknowledge me. So I had to do a mock interview. So that was that. That was that. She's saying that Doug Ford is he is out of control. And that makes me like our brother Doug Ford even more. And by the way, Jezebel, don't you dare besmirch my man and our brother, our prophet, our premier, Doug Ford, sent by God to fix Ontario. You hear me? Because you couldn't hold a stick to Doug Ford. You couldn't fill. You're not worth shining the man's shoes or wiping his behind. You hear me, Jezebel? Yeah, I see you walking. This is the Iran Nation.